I want to get to your books because I find it fascinating how you create in so many different mediums. But I got to ask you about artificial intelligence. Obviously, it's kind of the talk of the town right now, mainly because of the latest kind of consumer facing piece, which is this Chat GPT. I'm sure you played with it, but I think it's one of the first times the general public has maybe seen some of the possibilities of so-called narrow AI and is starting to consider this possibility of a artificial general intelligence closer on the horizon than most people thought. What is Chris Hadfield's perspective on AI, what it can mean for the future?
Uh, I am, I'm obviously not the leading world authority on this. Um, it's a tremendous tool, a tremendous boon. It has helped us greatly in a lot of different areas. Applying the raw computing capability of the core of artificial intelligence, allows us to make vehicles safer, to do medical examinations, to design things, to build things, to understand things in a way we never could before. And it's been invisible to almost everybody. But at some point, do you get to the level where your combined computing power of your human-made intelligence, of your artificial intelligence, is such that it can supersede our own in an area that really matters, in creativity and decision making, in policy, in affecting your daily life. A tiny example: if you've got an automated car and it has to choose between killing the occupants of the car by driving into a building or killing pedestrians crossing the street, what should that artificial intelligence be programmed to do? We accept those things readily when we drive a car. And nowhere on your driving test did your driving instructor say to you, okay, suddenly an infant in a stroller is in front of you, and you have two choices: kill that child or kill yourself and drive into the building. Which one are you going to choose? I don't remember that being on my driving test, but it was sort of implicit in the ability to drive a heavy metal vehicle fast. But when we start applying those questions in an external intelligence, suddenly it's almost like a whole different question. What should the rules be, and how much should we trust the intelligence, and what should the fine instruction levels be, and what are our expectations? And then, of course, the next step of it is, are we building an intelligence that is going to leave us behind to the point that we can no longer control it or harness it, like a runaway technology, runaway car or bandsaw or anything? How are we going to integrate this human creation into society so that it can hopefully match up with the fundamental objectives of civilization itself? And I don't know how it's all going to fall out. But we have invented wickedly dangerous things in the past. And somehow, like whatever, a knife, where with just an instant of decision making, you can kill someone with a knife. And yet we've had metallurgy and knives for thousands of years. And somehow, even though they have a tremendous danger potential, they also serve a very good function. And we've found a way to regulate them and punish the people who misuse them to the point that knives are okay and gunpowder is okay and nuclear weapons, have been around for almost a century. And yet it's still an uneasy level, but we've managed to figure out and make it work. So is there a way that we can do the same with artificial intelligence? There are a lot of people working on it, some good, some bad, just like always. And I'm optimistic we can find a way. Most people are helpless to whatever the decision making is. And a lot of smart people. I work at a big technology incubator called the Creative Destruction Lab. We have an entire stream based on artificial intelligence to try and address those issues. I'm in a reading group on humans and machines and what is artificial intelligence going to mean for us in the future as the line gets more and more blurred between machine and human. And it's very difficult to know what the future is going to hold. I think what we need to do is continue to be creative, continue to be inventive, because that's never going to stop. That's just fundamental human nature. But also try and check and balance ourselves to keep our inventions to be a contributory part of the fundamental nature of society itself. Whether we're going to be capable or not, it's always been a crapshoot since we first harnessed fire. But I don't think this is the start or the end of anything. I think it's just sort of the next predictable step. And I'm hopeful that we can, rein in the horses and figure out a way to make this work, just as part of everything else that we do.
I mean, like you said, with Mars, it's probably only a matter of time. Like whether it's not probably 10 years. Is it 50 years? Is it 100 years? But in the next 1,000 years, we'll probably have colonized Mars. And the same with AGI. It's like, how long is it going to take? But it will happen until we create something that can then improve itself. And then, like you said, will we be able to make sure it stays ethical or conscious in some way, not to destroy us and everything with it? So that'll be the question, right?
And for ChatGPT, yeah, I mean, it's just an amazing parlor trick, right? I mean, it's predictable. It's very cool, very powerful. And how are we going to use this? But we felt the same way when we invented the printing press or the typewriter or a lot of it, or the integrated circuit or whatever. They just lead to a whole new set of interesting possibilities. I'm as an author, I'm a little worried that not very long you're going to be able to say, hey, ChatGPT, write a fascinating thriller novel that takes place on Mars and do it in the manner of Chris Hadfield.
Yeah.
And so then what am I going to do? But I think there's always going to be room for human ingenuity, human creativity, human originality. And it's the only thing that really matters to us. So hopefully that this will become a part of that. But it's a big problem we're facing right now. We need to figure a way to integrate it into what we're doing. Yeah,
like you said, it is interesting because you can now tell it to write screenplays and books in voices and things. And it is a parlor trick, but it's a pretty damn good parlor trick that can do lots of things. When I think of an author like a Chuck Palahniuk that I've had on, the guy that wrote Fight Club and stuff, I mean, he's just so out there and comes up with stuff that is so peculiar but also so human. You got to wonder if the AI training can ever create something like that. But I guess we'll just see, won't we? And I
think we're a little less unique than we would like to think we are, and we're a little less special. And natural human nature is to think that, yeah, sure, Earth's been here 4.5 billion years, but this 85 years here, it's the pinnacle of everything. And it's the only reason that Earth ever existed. And nothing else that ever happened. They never faced problems as big as ours, and life was never as complex. That's just natural. That's the way we should feel. It's just kind of every generation has always felt like that. 2,000 years ago, they were said kids these days, and technology will be the end of us. That's normal. But it doesn't reduce our level of responsibility or the burden on our shoulders of being the responsible current crop of adults that have to deal with the problems that are facing us individually and collectively right now. We still have to work on it full tilt. But I think we also need to have that historical perspective. Otherwise, we just get pretty enamored with ourselves and lose all touch with reality.
So Jim Rickards has just recorded a video that's not available to anyone in the public, and he's going to be talking about how this upcoming recession is going to be fast, it's going to be bloody, it's going to be nasty. But at the same time, he's going to show you how you can position yourself to profit from all of this chaos. Now, we've made this video only available to our viewers. Go to londonreal.tv/Jim. Watch that immediately. I can't say enough good things about Jim Rickards. He understands the global economic system better than any guest I've ever had on London Real. His predictions are almost uncannily true, and you can learn how to profit from his vision, from his expertise, and his understanding of economics. So go to londonreal.tv/Jim or click the link below. It's an excellent, excellent look on what's going to happen in the future and how you can position yourself to profit from that. Jim is one of the best in the business, one of my favorite guests on London Real, and he's very, very good at predicting the future and showing us all to profit from it. So click the link, and I hope you enjoy. I'm looking for partners, collaborators, colleagues who want to join forces with me around the globe and create real value, generational wealth, and financial freedom for everyone else around the world. Get involved in the cryptocurrency markets, get involved in the NFT markets. This is your moment. Life all comes down to a few moments. Don't let this pass. Now it's not too late. Next year's gonna be too late. Ultimately, this is about freedom. That's the way I see it. This is about giving power back to the people and enabling billions of people worldwide to use the financial markets to improve their lives and those of their friends and their families and their communities. Honestly, I think it's a violation of human rights not to allow people basic access to financial services. Because right now people are being kept in the dark, they're being robbed of education, and it's a travesty. And so I'm looking for people that want to join me and be a part of this solution. And that all happens inside the DeFi Academy. The gains my students are making are absolutely amazing. Double, triple digit gains in the first month alone. That's amazing. This will change your life. Now is the time to get involved. I'm gonna tell you exactly how my students in my academy made money in the last 30 days. I'm talking about real trading results. And let me just whet your appetite a little bit. Let me hit you with some numbers. I'm talking Brendan from New Zealand is up 68.77% on the month. Steve from Europe up 83%. Albert in Singapore up 169.9% on one single trade. I got Susan up 153% on her call options alone, also rocking 139% returns and 442% returns as well on individual trades. These are people that are changing their financial future in the last 30 days, but it's based on trading discipline. I've graduated over 500 students from inside my academy from over 54 countries around the world. It's amazing. When it comes to crypto, DeFi, and blockchain, we love this space. We truly believe it's the future. This is down to our core. It's authentic to what we're doing, and everybody can tell through the camera because you can't make this stuff up. If you're watching me now, wherever you are, I implore you, take 60 seconds right now and join my academy. Apply today. Now you've got a chance. Life all comes down to a few moments. What are you gonna do? What's the choice that you're going to make?